welcome you to my Senior Talk, where we showcase local businesses and help keep seniors informed about what might be helpful in their life at this time. I also like to encourage people to shop local, get to know the people who live and work here, and of course stay up to date with what's happening in the community. My name is Julie Cosgrove with the Cosgrove team at Keller Williams Realty, and today I have the pleasure of speaking with three beautiful, lovely ladies from Seva Hospice. And to my right, I have Lesette, Elise, and Stephanie. So we're going to start with Elise. And Elise, so first, tell me a little bit about yourself and tell us about Seva Hospice.
Thank you, Julie. I've been in the senior care industry for 15 years, and back in 2020, I joined the Seva group, or the Seva family, I should say. I was at a crossroads in my career and was really looking to work for a company that felt like family and not corporate. So I was being very selective. And when I heard what Seva Hospice means, the meaning behind it really touched me, and it's true to this day. Seva is a Sanskrit word meaning to serve others or to be of service.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's just such a beautiful thing, just the meaning behind it, because that's truly what we do in hospice, is providing comfort care and supporting the patients and the families. So it really is the meaning, we get to bring the meaning to life on a daily basis with our team.
Absolutely. So, each hospice is different. So I've talked to, several people in the industry. And can you tell me about what Seva, what its care entails and what you guys do and specialize?
Yeah, so Seva Hospice was founded in 2019 by the Dillon family, which is under the Dillon Healthcare Group, which comprises of Care One Home Health, Seva Hospice and Palliative Care, as well as Legacy Home Care Services. So all of us account executives and educators, we've all worked in the senior care industry for number of years and in different facets of the industry. So we understand when we talk with the families and the patients what their needs might be and what resources might be a benefit for them. One of our greatest passions, and I think I can speak for both of my counterparts as well, is the ability to walk families through one of the most difficult times that they've probably ever gone through, when they feel very lost and overwhelmed and not really sure how the healthcare system works.
Yeah. Well, so let's talk to Stephanie for a minute. Stephanie, I'd like you to introduce yourself. Thank you guys for being here. Stephanie and I have had the pleasure of working in the senior industry for a long time, and she recently joined Seva, which I'm really happy for her. So tell us a little bit more about yourself and what you do.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for allowing us this opportunity to speak about something that we're very passionate about. But my name is Stephanie Fawcett, and I've worked for almost a decade in the senior living world. And I recently, about a month ago, have chosen to join the Seva team. So I'm really thrilled to be a part of this team that has a lot of value for seniors that we service and providing additional resources to families.
Thanks, Stephanie. So tell me, what insurance does it cover? Covered by insurance? Okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I've got some questions here that I wanted to ask her. And also, you're going to actually share with me the areas that you cover. So tell us a little bit about how the insurance works with Seva and then the areas that you guys cover.
Yeah, I think that's a very common question, is like, who covers hospice care, right? And so hospice is an elected benefit that's covered through Medicare and Medi-Cal. And then Seva covers a wide area within our community. So we are 99 corridor, which is basically San Joaquin County all the way to Kings County. And our home office is in the Salida, California. So we're local, we're growing, we're locally owned and operated, which is a big, great factor to be able to have these resources at our fingertips.
Absolutely. And one of the things I like to, when I'm interviewing people, they don't cover that area, We'll give you information, of course, at the end, but I always encourage them to have resources of who they might be able to call, just in case you aren't in an area, if somebody's watching this and you're not in the area that you guys cover, you have the resources that you definitely would be able to share with them. Okay, Lesette. Why don't you, of course, tell us a little bit about yourself, and I understand she just had a baby. So.
I did. I just had my baby. I'm back to work. My name is Lesette. I'm an account executive with Seva Hospice. I've been in healthcare now for 13 years. I've had numerous roles in skilled nursing, assisted living, home health, but hospice truly is where my passion lies. But it is really nice to have been in different areas of healthcare, so that when families come to me, I'm pretty well versed in what their needs are, and I can get them really connected with people locally in the community. Just being in the industry for so long, what's nice is that we continue to just network with people that are like-minded, and we all have the same passion. So I think it all comes together really beautifully, and I'm just really happy to be here with you guys today.
Thanks, I'm happy that you're here. So tell me a little bit, Lesette, about how someone would go about setting up hospice.
So hospice can come from, not necessarily, I think that most people think that hospice, it needs to come straight from your doctor, or if you're in the hospital, it comes straight from the hospital. This can come from a friend or a family member. So what they would do is they can reach out to any one of us hospice educators, and we kind of get the ball rolling. There's a couple things that need to take place in order to get the actual referral started, but I think that it's important for people to understand that if they are interested in hospice services, that it can come, like, let's say you are concerned maybe for your grandmother. You can call in on behalf of her, and we can get the documentation that is needed to get it started.
You know, and you guys might have covered this, and any one of you chime in to this, but what does hospice cover? I mean, what is it that they actually will come in and do? So who wants to answer that?
I think Elise has a pretty good palette for that.
Okay.
Yeah, so hospice provides physical, spiritual, and emotional support, not only for the patient, but also for the family members. Oftentimes I'll tell the families and the patients, you know, hospice sometimes is more for the family than it is for the patient at the time, because the family's overwhelmed and they're feeling sometimes very guilt-ridden about, you know, certain decisions. So it's really a beautiful thing. We have a very compassionate and educated healthcare team, and the team consists of the patient's primary care physician, our medical director, our chief medical officer is Dr. Krupa Sharma. And I'd like to just touch on the fact that Dr. Krupa Sharma she only works for Seva Hospice, or Seva. So her time and focus is completely dedicated to Seva Hospice. And so we're able to access her for any immediate needs, anytime, day or night, as well as some of our other medical directors that are on with Seva Hospice. So our compassionate healthcare team, once you are admitted onto Seva services, all of the medications, any of the equipment like a hospital bed, wheelchair, if you need oxygen, any of those things will be delivered to your home. As the hospice educators, one of our roles is we are advocates for the patients and the families, and we kind of help from the very beginning of that phone call through the entire process until that patient's been admitted onto hospice services. So if your loved one is home, or maybe they're in the hospital, or a skilled nursing facility, whatever their home setting is, that's where hospice is provided. So one of the benefits is a lot of times when I talk with families and I meet with them, preferably in person, is that they just don't know where to start or what to do. And so it's very overwhelming. So to just understand their needs and educate them on the resources, what their options are, really provides a lot of relief to them.
Great. Okay, good. Ladies, thank you so much. Is there anything else that you think is, Lesette, do you have anything else that you'd like to share, or Anything that we've
Yeah, I
missed?
think that one of the common misconceptions is that hospice, people think if I go on hospice, I will be removed from my home. So hospice is a service, so we can provide this service to you whether you're in a skilled nursing facility, like Elise had mentioned earlier, in assisted living. You can be at home surrounded by your loved ones. It's truly up to the patient and what they choose and how they choose to spend those days.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I think I would just add one thing too, is just that working in an assisted living environment for almost a decade, I think the conversation about hospice is obviously extremely delicate, but not to have these conversations sooner than later, to make sure that people feel empowered, that they're in charge of their health and the way that they want to live their days. So making sure that your family has that action plan in place so that they don't miss out on the services that they could have had. But they just didn't know, and then they waited too long to ask those questions.
Good point, good point. Ladies, thank you so much. I appreciate all your time and joining me on my senior talk. Again, my name is Julie Cosgrove with the Cosgrove team at Keller Williams Realty, and I am a senior certified real estate specialist. So it is, like Lesette said, a pleasure to surround yourself with people that are in the senior industry. So we do, if I don't have the resources, I can always call one of my cohorts here and ask them, who do I call for this? And I'll send out emails asking questions all the time. So thank you again, ladies, for being here. I will have all of their information in the email or on the screen here. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself or one of them.
And Julie, also, before I let you go, I want to just be sure that families are informed that they do have a decision when it comes to the time of choosing a hospice agency. I think oftentimes people think there's only one agency in the area, and they are not, I don't want to say forced, but sometimes they just aren't educated. There are other agencies, especially local agencies such as Seva. So at the end of the day, it is up to you. So I encourage you to do your homework and really research what agency you choose to go with, and hopefully it's Seva.
Good point. Very good point. Yeah, because before I knew, I always thought that there was just one, and there is not. There's several. So again, ladies, thanks. You guys are amazing. Thanks for all the hard work that you guys put in to making families feel comfortable. So
Thank you so much for having us.
It's a pleasure.